does it take to be a man? What is required of men to be considered men? What are some skills that may in this day and age be considered specialist skills, which are really and truly just basics for men? The things I'm going to list, to be clear, they're not things you need to master in order to be a man. You just must be competent and capable in them. What does that mean? To be competent and capable means that you are able to do the thing, the task, without requiring guidance. You can do it yourself at an adult level. That's what it is to be an adult. It means you can exist on your own by yourself without the need of your parents. This isn't to say that you cease learning from your parents or from your mentors or whatever it is, whatever skill or discipline. But it means you do not require them any longer to be capable to do the thing by yourself. At this level, you're also capable of instructing juniors who have no skill in whatever this skill or discipline is. So what are these skills that each man must have? Or what are these qualities? In no particular order. All men must be capable fighters. This means fighting other capable men, actually sparring them with resistance, not doing katas, not just punching a punching bag. That's how you become capable in striking, but that's not fighting. You must be able to fight skillfully against other men. This doesn't mean beating up victims. That's not fighting either. All men must be fighters. All men must be builders, which means you can build shelter, you can build useful structures and things that you can use in the future. Something that will last, whether it be something out of timber or stone or concrete or metal, whatever, it doesn't matter, but you must be capable in building things. Most importantly, sheltering. Shelter for yourself and your family. All men must be hunters, killers. You must know that you have the ability to take life. Some might say that they don't need to be hunters because they don't eat meat. Well, if you don't eat meat, you're not a man either. If you're going to hunt and kill your food, you must also be a butcher. So all men must be butchers. All men must be philosophers. You must be able to question your existence and seek wisdom. All men must be musicians. That means to be competent and a capable musician means you must be at least be able to play a couple of songs on one or two instruments. Even just singing, holding a tune. You don't have to be the best musician, but this does make you a musician of sorts. All men must be artists and craftsmen. So this could be working with materials that you might also build with. So your art might also be your useful building skill. To be able to build something, it doesn't necessarily have to be beautiful, it just has to be functional. So there might be overlap between your building skill and your craftsmanship, your art. It could just be painting on a canvas. But all men must be craftsmen and artists. All men must be physically mature. That means having the strength of a man. That means being able to pick up a man off the ground. Sometimes my son likes to test me and tells me that he's a man, and I say, well, if you're a man, pick me up. If you can't pick me up, you're not a man. These are the basics. Minimum requirements for being men. You must be mentally mature. There are plenty of boys in men's body in this day and age. There is a great disparity between mental maturity and biological, physical maturity, which is a huge problem with our children and our adults today. Teenagers is the excuse for having children in adults' bodies. This idea, we have people who are potentially fully grown adults as young as 13. I knew guys growing up who were fully grown men at the age of 13 years old. They weren't as capable as fully grown men. They certainly weren't mentally mature either. But that's because of how backwards this world is and the way we raise our children. What we need to do is make sure we have adults, mentally, minds of adults in the bodies of children, so that by the time that their bodies are that of adults, they are capable of driving the vehicle and being responsible for it. It's far more dangerous to have a child in an adult's body rather than an adult in a child's body. And that's something we need to seek to remedy. Rather than trying to prevent fully grown physical adults from becoming adults, the schooling system and the societal norms prevents them from growing up. We have 30-year-old boys. I know an 80-year-old boy, because they never grew up. So we need to achieve mental maturity before we experience physical maturity in order to have a safe and responsible society. Now, if you can't do all of these things, you should be seeking to do these things. You should be boosting your skills, learning these. If you can't do all of these things to a competent and capable level, this is my standard for what a man is. You might disagree with me, but this is the standard that I held myself to. So if I've missed anything, if there's other things that I've forgotten to mention because they're so blatantly obvious that I thought they'd go without saying, please comment below some skills that are required of men. If this list of requirements has upset you and made you feel inadequate and you think it's wrong, well, then you need to grow up.